comfortable housing. Do you want to read the meaning or make your own sentence? Okay.
Disparity.
Okay, the report highlighted the disparity in income between rural and urban areas. Okay,
Fixture.
The hotel replaced every bathroom fixture during the renovation. Mm-mm. Exacerbate.
Exacerbate.
Heavy traffic can exacerbate air pollution in large cities.
Renovation.
The school started a major renovation of its science laboratories. Mhm. Okay. It means renovation, right? Comprehension. Read the three questions, Cookie. Mm-mm. 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 Next, listen carefully now.
Why do women wait longer for restrooms in Japan? In Japan, a chronic shortage of women's restrooms has led to long lines, especially in busy places like train stations, and this disparity between facilities for men and women comes from old designs that did not consider equal needs. To fix it, the national government plans to release new guidelines by March 31, 2026 to help increase the number of women's restrooms. Observations at a Tokyo station show women waiting in queues while men's areas stay empty, and a private researcher checked 1,200 locations and found that men's fixtures outnumber women's by a ratio of 1.69 to 1. Better comfort in restrooms, such as Western-style toilets and seats with warm water, has made people spend more time inside, as data from a highway company reveals that between 2007 and 2021, the average time for women rose to 105 seconds. These changes exacerbate the waiting problem, even if the number of fixtures stays the same. However, putting the guidelines into action faces challenges because they have no legal power, and companies say renovations cost too much, with buildings having limited space plus higher costs for upkeep. Still, some firms are finding new ways with technology, such as one that uses screens to remind users of their time, cutting total daily use by 45 minutes, while another makes walls that can move to change the ratio of stalls based on who attends events.
Mhm. Okay, so let's now go to question one. Are you ready, Cookie? What does the national government plan to release by March 31, 2026? Yes, it plans to release new guidelines too. What did the private researcher find about men's fixtures compared with women's fixtures? Mhm. Mhm. Okay, next is number three. Why is it difficult to put the guidelines into action? Why? Mhm. Because it is difficult because the guidelines have no legal power and renovations cost too much. Okay, please go to page three. Read now the article. Mm-mm. Okay, discussion. Okay. Number one, have you ever had to wait a long time for a restroom in a public place? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Use the restroom. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. This is actually the main problem for crowded places. If there is also events or festivals, it's really hard to use the toilet. Mm-mm. 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 Uh-huh. Mhm. Okay. So you want to read the yes and no sample answer, Koki? Okay, let's go to question two. When choosing a restaurant in a public place, do you prefer A, the closest one, or the nearest one? Mm-hmm. 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 When you say shower toilet, this is for public? Mm-hmm. So you mean you can shower there? What is shower? Washlet. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Meaning you can wash your hands or wash only. You're also okay. Mm. But usually there is a bidet, right? The bidet, we call that bidet. So you can, yeah, bidet spray. Bidet, bidet, yeah. In the Philippines, we call that bidet. But not every toilet here in public has that. But in my house, we use this bidet. It's cheaper rather than the latest technology. I think in Japan you have this automatic, right? After using automatic, it will wash your asshole, right? Mm. Mm-mm. This is available also in public or in big hotels only. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Yeah. Mm-mm. Okay, let's continue. Let's go to number three. How do you usually feel when you see a very long restroom line in a public place? Oh, so disappointed. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. What is your, how do you handle that? So what do you do? Mm-hmm. 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 In Japan, is it not common to enter like a restaurant and silently go to the toilet? I mean, you don't. So you're not really intended to buy anything, but you just want to use the toilet. Can you do that also in Japan? Because in the Philippines, we do that. You know. Yeah. Yeah. Because nobody will ask you when you enter the restaurant, right? Nobody will. They will always ask you that. It's common in the Philippines. So like for example, McDonald's. You know, yeah, KFC. You know, the fast food. Yeah, nobody will ask you that. Mm-mm. 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 But of course, when it is really emergency, then you will do everything, right? Yeah. Mm-mm. You can be anywhere, unlike the women. Yeah, yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But if you need really the toilet bowl, I think it's hard, especially when you're suffering from diarrhea, right? You really need a toilet. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. For women, also, it's really very difficult, especially when it is we have the monthly period, you know? It's really hard. Yeah. But for me, because I'm not young anymore, so what I usually do, I don't drink too much when I'm going outside, to prevent me from, to need the restroom. Yeah. Because, mm, mm-mm, I know. Mm-mm, you're still young. But, mm-mm, mm-mm. Because for me, I don't want to be in that situation that this is my problem, especially during rush hour. When after office, you need the toilet. Oh, there's a long line. Yeah. Because many employees after work, sometimes they drop by the shopping mall. Or some mothers, they are buying their, in the supermarket, you know. Yeah. So there's a long line usually. So I try not to go out because I am working from home, so I don't need to uh I have my time, I can go there anytime I want. Okay, let's go to question 4 now. In daily life, do you usually spend A, as little time as possible in restrooms, or B, a few extra moments for comforts? Hmm. Mm-mm. Mm. Mm-mm. 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 Yes. Mm-mm. But are you an office worker? Hybrid. Sometimes you work in the office, sometimes you work at home. Mm-mm. 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 So I just want, because now you're working from, so I think you have an advantage compared with other employees now that they have to commute. Now with the increase of prices of gasoline, so are there many people complaining about that? Yeah, commuting, or maybe, yeah, or having their own car. Mm-hmm. Car. Mm-mm. 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 But now I think because of the highest, because of the inflation now, plus this, what is happening in Middle East crisis, right? Mm-mm. 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 Yes. Okay, compared with the past, we are now on question 5. Have your habits about using public restrooms changed? Mm. You don't think so? Mm-mm. But now you have a lot of modern toilets now in Japan. And there is what I saw see-through, You can see the people outside, but they cannot see you inside, right? There is a see-through, like a glass. Hmm. Ah, there was. Okay, but pandemic. Ah, only. Oh, okay. Mm. They remove. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Inside, from inside. Mm. Mm. Ah, from outside. So people cannot see. Mm. But from inside, you can see the people. Oo. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yes, and I think if I will use that, I feel uncomfortable. I don't know if they don't really see me or they see me. Yeah. Mm-mm. 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 Yeah, for men there's no problem, but for women sometimes it's like annoying. Mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's not good, especially if you have kids also. Number six, when a place becomes crowded, do you usually wait patiently in line or look for another restroom? Oh, yeah, almost we discussed this one. Mm-mm. 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 Yeah. For me, I will look for another one, of course, especially if it's emergency. Or I have to ask first, where's the next another restroom? If it's too far, you have to stay there and wait. Yeah. Maybe there's another restroom, but it's very far. It will take you so much time. And unfortunately, when you reach that place, maybe it's also, there's a lot of people also there. Mm-mm. So yeah, that is a gamble for you. Otherwise, you have to call somebody. Mm-mm. Mm. Okay. Mm-mm. 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 Mm. That is your benefit because you're passenger of the train. Otherwise, those from outsider cannot use that. Mm-mm. Okay, you have to wait for that and you have to pay. Okay, seven, in your family or among friends, do people talk openly about practical issues like restroom access in public places? Sometimes, probably. Mm-mm. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah. Mm. But okay, how about the issue of LGBTQ? LGBT. Mm-mm. So, how do you resolve this issue in Japan? Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Of course. Mm-mm. Especially for women. So, what happened now? Mm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-mm. So now there is only male and female. Mm-mm. Okay. Thank you so much, Coffee. We don't have much time. Good afternoon. See you next time. Bye bye.